Hello everyone, welcome to my course Grandmaster Thinking. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Boris Avrukh. I am a Grandmaster since 1997 with peak rating 2668 back in 2010. Then it was enough to be top 50 player in the world. I won World Youth Championship under 12 back in 1990. Hard to believe, it's been 31 years ago. I would assume some of you are familiar with my work related to the openings, whether it's 10 opening books published with quality chess or opening materials published on different platforms such as Chessable, Modern Chess, or even my personal webpage. My opening expertise didn't go unnoticed. I was fortunate to work with a lot of elite grandmasters. I would like to mention a few names. First of all, Vladimir Kramnik, the guy who beat Garry Kasparov in the World Championship match. During our work, he actually was preparing for his next World Championship match that he eventually won against Vasilin Topalov. I worked with Fabiano Caruano back in 2009-2010. Currently, and for a few years, player number 2 in the world, and in my humble opinion, the main rival of Magnus Carlsen. My first client was Teimur Ajabov. Back in 2001, he was considered to be chess prodigy. For 10-15 last years, one of the top players in the world. I was invited by my good friend Boris Gelfand to work for his team during World Championship match in 2012 against Vishwanathan Anand. And finally, my last client was Wesley So. Soon after our sessions, he climbed into second spot in rating list after Magnus Carlsen in 2017. Before the pandemic, I was actually working as an opening coach for England national team, assisting this team during big team events such as an Olympiad, European Team Championship, World Team Championship, as well as working with individual players during the major events. However, my coaching career hasn't been limited only to the opening aspect of the game. It's been already 20 years that I work with students of different levels. Nowadays, I have mainly customers of 1600 to 2300 FIDE rating range. Throughout these years, I was able to gather a lot of information and to develop my own coaching system. This course is actually the presentation of my training concept. I selected 15 amazing games which cover the variety of chess topics, starting from amazing endgame technique by Sergei Karyakin, winning the game against Vishwanathan Anand, and all the way to extremely double-edged dynamic games. And one of the topics that I really like, material imbalance. Here we have one of the games that I would like to highlight, Luke McShane against Diego Flores from Olympiad 2016. Not only you have high quality annotated games, but I was able also to extract over 240 puzzles from those games. Every position will be covered by book version, move trainer feature a specialty of Chessable, and also video fragment of this puzzle. Every decision will be explained in detail with emphasis on thought process. For some time, I was considering to write a book on this topic. But once I started my collaboration with Chessable, I realized that there are no better place to implement my idea. What are the advantages of Chessable platform? First of all, the platform and the system integrated into this platform values the time of the student. The move trainer features the tracks actually the progress of the student. So once you solve one position, you will get automatically to another position. If you check in this position next day, it will ask only a new position, so the previous position already covered. Also, it will go for repetition for the puzzles that you have struggled a little bit. From my personal experience, the connection with the readers makes a huge difference. People can ask questions. I can always update my course if I find it's necessary. I have been recently pretty active on Chessable platform forums. Altogether, it makes learning experience fun and very enjoyable. My course will prepare you for the complexity of chess fight that you are going to face during the real chess game. In most of your games, you will have to find the solution for both sides. So this is what unique about my course. The board will be flipped and suddenly you'll have to find the solution for your opponent. Why I'm doing this? From my personal experience, I believe that chess players are not reacting very well to the changes that are happening in the games. For example, your opponent is down material and suddenly he creates a very dangerous attack in order to muddy the waters. I believe my examples will cover all major chess topics that might likely to occur in chess games, starting from calculation, tactics, endgame, strategy, and so on. I believe this course will provide an instructive framework for training one's thinking. Many puzzles are quite challenging. From my experience, even title players, my students, had a difficult time to solve some of them. But the failures are essential part of learning in chess life. And once you grasp the idea and the right solution and the thought process behind this, you will benefit greatly from this material. Let's browse from the course. So here how it looks, the initial page. Let's go inside and see what we get here. First of all, you have introduction of the course. So this is the text, not peek inside video. And now you have, as I mentioned before, 15 different games. Every game has its own topic. So here you have initiative and timing, how to punish suspicious play, pawn structure, bishop versus knight, fight for initiative, and so on and so on. 15 different games of very high level. Let me show you a couple of examples how it works. Let's go first to the very strategical game that impressed me a lot. It's not easy to impress me, but that was a truly tremendous positional masterpiece of Peter Svidler against Arkady Naiditsch. So the topic is bishop versus knight. Now you have a full video of this game. It's actually, it's not a full video. It's actually a fragment. I think it's introduction for this game, which is 10 minutes. Now here, if we scroll down, you have full game here that you can view in a book format and study this game first, go through the game, and then try to solve puzzle in this order. Of course, it's up to you. You can also start with the puzzles and then examine the full game. So if we go back, you can see that this game, I was able to extract 13 puzzles. I would like to give you one example here from this game, how it works. So here, let's go for the puzzle number 9. First of all, you have the option to study this puzzle. Study this puzzle, and then you can move back and try to find a solution by yourself. Now, here we have an amazing move, bishop c6. So it's a very strategical game, as I mentioned, a very positional masterpiece with not so many lines. Overall, a lot of strategy in this game. Here you can see my commands, study the idea, and come back and maybe later solve it once again. Now, you can go and try to solve this if you prefer this order. So here you have the position. Now there is a question. The black minor pieces are well placed, but it appears that they can be improved even further. How to do this? So there is this amazing idea, as I mentioned before, bishop c6, followed by knight d8, b7, d6 maneuver. And finally, you have a video version of this puzzle. You get this position, and it just stops at the point where this position occurs in the game. And here you can see my comments trying to understand this way. Again, I would like to emphasize it's up to you guys how you decide to proceed here. Whether you first prefer to watch video or maybe to read the book format and then later to solve this, or first you want to give a shot and try to solve it by yourself and then watch video for the right solution or book format. Yeah, this is one game that I wanted to mention, and a very interesting strategical point. Of course, here we have full game. If necessary, you can go always to the full game and see the full game. So once again, this is the initial page of my course. Let's go to the game 11, and I wanted to show you rather remarkable puzzle in this game. One of my best games, which I played against Emil Sutovsky, one of my maybe the best game. The only problem that I knew the opening for probably 20 moves. Amazing double-edged game with attack, with sacrifices. Here I wanted to show you one remarkable puzzle. It's number 17. So here, if we go to this position, you can see this amazing complicated position. This is towards the end of the game, obviously. Why to move, how to play. I would like to emphasize that nobody ever solved this position. I would be very proud, like if somebody can do this here on Chessable platform. Now, I failed to find this idea. I spent so much time and was unable to calculate through. Even when I showed this position to Wesley So, he didn't solve this as well. The line is one of the most amazing lines that I have ever seen in my chess career. Let me show you the solution here. So once again, by the way, I would like to emphasize, you have a video version of this. You can solve, you can listen to my commands, understand the position, understand the ideas, and then later try to repeat or solve this position. Now, back to the game is jumped here. So we have this game once again, 11 and the puzzle number 17. So let's go for the solution. And I would like to show you one truly remarkable line, 15 moves long. Now, this move is probably the most logical move in this position that you should start calculating. Like, if this move is working, basically white is winning. There is a threat to play rook h8, followed by rook h7 mate. What's the problem here? The problem here, whether we are able to escape from perpetual. It's truly remarkable line. First of all, of course, it's obvious that we have to run towards the queen side. King d1, queen f1 check, king c2, queen e2 check, king c1, queen e1 check. This line is not so difficult, I believe. It's kind of like straightforward. King b2, queen e2 check. It seems like the most natural check here. And now, in order to try something, we have to run to a3, because otherwise it's just perpetual. We cannot move our queen to help our king because our rook is hanging on h6. King a3. Now, only one check left, b4. Now, if we go to b3, there will be c4 check, and we are forced to take queen c4, and then our rook will be captured on h6. King a4, queen a6 check, king b3, and c4. And to be honest, I got to this position in my calculation. Also, I know from my experience, some advanced players, they're also getting to this point. I don't think it's that difficult. It's quite like pretty straightforward line with like elimination of the moves that are actually not working. Now, after c4 check, again, we cannot take on c4 because after queen straight, black can capture on h6. So we have to do something. And then this is where I stopped. I thought king b2, then he gives c3 check, and then once again queen e2, queen a6, and it seems like a perpetual. Also, of course, it goes without saying, it's very dangerous. I mean, it's impossible to take on b4 because then black will add the rook to the attack and it will be very quick mate. I couldn't even imagine that now in this position, I have to run back to the other side. It's just psychologically very difficult to continue. Like, what's the point? Like, we just came from king side to the queen side in order to escape from the checks, and now we are running back? Doesn't make any sense. Actually, the point is that his queen now on the other side, it's a2, b2, and so on. So it's not e2, e1, which basically gives like much more room for black queen to operate. Now, how the line goes? We go king d1, we start running towards the king side, queen b1, king e2, queen c2. Now we can easily go to f3. We are not worried about discovery. Knight on f7 pinned, so cannot really move. And by the way, we are threatening mate in one, rook g6, besides our mate that I mentioned already, rook h8 and rook h7. So it's basically, there is only one goal, just to escape. Queen d3 check. Of course, we cannot capture. He will have knight h6 intermediate discovery. King f2, very important. Very important. If we move forward to g4, he has queen e2 and much more room. Very important here to force queen to c2, king g3. Then he's left with one check, and after king g4, there are no checks anymore, and he has to resign. Here we have from 30 to move 44, one of the most remarkable variations and calculation puzzles that I have ever seen in my life. To be honest, with amazing king's run, guys, I hope you will get to this position. You would really enjoy. It's a tremendous game with the like extremely deep opening preparation and then very intense double-edged play. So here we have the position like that. As I mentioned, we have all these puzzles, 3 different formats. You can do it the order you prefer. First trying to solve, then studying, or first studying and then trying to solve. Of course, once again, there is an option for you. You can just go to the game and enjoy full game, going off the game with commands, and then at some point start solving the puzzles. I'm pretty sure many chess players of different levels on this platform are very curious. What does it take to become a title player, or what is so special about Grandmaster thinking? I'm very excited to introduce my explanation of Grandmaster decisions in great variety of situations and the thought process behind them. I have examined those examples during my personal lessons or group classes with hundreds of students. Therefore, you can find in my videos that I mentioned a lot of times what were the solutions I encountered in specific positions, or what are the most common mistakes. Would you like to get to the secrets of Grandmaster thinking and challenge yourself with solving ton of exciting puzzles while going over high quality annotated games? If you are watching this video, this is the right place for you. You can do it right away by purchasing my course. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to share my knowledge here on Chessable platform and looking forward to hear your feedback. Thanks for watching.